Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare, and I'm a horror addict. And today we got a special video. It's called My Life in Movie Tags. I was tagged in by Lee from Drumdums. Make sure you go check out his channel, because it is awesome. He reviews all sorts of movies. He's just a really great guy. So before I get started, I should probably tag a few people in. He technically tagged Horror Addicts, so hopefully Gory will get around to doing a video of this. And even Undead Jess, get off your ass and make a video, dude. And another friend of ours who I'd like to see is the guy who plays Canadian Jason on our videos. I'd like to see him do a video of this.
Don't worry, I'll make it quick, okay?
So, Crow Feather Productions, you are now tagged in as well. I'm trying to think of some people who haven't been tagged in yet or haven't seen videos of. I mean, I'd love to see Count Jacula and Horror Guru, but they've probably been tagged already. Hopefully they have videos coming soon. If not, well, I just tagged them. Let's see. Knightmare Maven, I'd like to see a video from you. Halloween Happy, that'd be awesome. Dr. Metal Freak, buddy, you've been officially tagged in now. Same thing goes for my friend Drake at Drake's Horror Zone. And, and Brian Barnes, it'd be great to see a video from you as well. From you yourself or as the Reaper, that would be great too. Alright, so, you've all been tagged in now. Make a video, don't, whatever. Hope you enjoy this one at least. Alright, this first question is called First Steps, the first film you remember seeing as a kid. Oh man, I'm trying to think back about all those old films that I saw. Well, the first film I saw in the theaters, maybe if I was a baby I saw other ones, but the first one I remember ever seeing in the theaters was La Bamba. Yeah, Richie Valens died in the plane. That was sad. And I don't know the lyrics to that song, but La La Bamba. About a year later, I remember seeing Roger Rabbit in the theaters. I think I had a little more fun at that one. And then not too long after that, I saw Willow at the drive-in. It's like my first memory of seeing a movie at a drive-in. But the first movies I really remember watching, not in the theaters, but just on TV. I think cartoon was Land Before Time. And honestly, we didn't have cable, but we had the paid cable channels. I don't think my mom had those legally, but we had them. And so I saw a lot of stuff on Cinemax and HBO and Showtime, but I didn't have regular cable. I mean, I was the opposite. I was the kid who was getting Nickelodeon in on, that was fuzzy. You had to mess with the antennas to see fuzzy Duckula and stuff. And I remember seeing some horror movies at a very young age. I had to have been somewhere between 3 and 5. Especially when I look back and seeing what time they came out. I was probably around 3 because the movie channels, they get them before they're out on VHS. But Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I remember distinctively being scared shitless as a small little kid. It's one of my first memories even is Freddy on the school bus. And yeah, that was scary as hell when I was a kid. Now I just, love that movie, but it's silly. And Friday the 13th Part 5. The dream sequence where Corey Feldman is killed by Jason. That scared the crap out of me too as a little kid. I was about 3 years old then. Second question is Teenage Crush. Which actress or actor did you have a crush on? Let's see. I'm trying to think of early movies that I had a crush on for actresses. I wasn't even quite a teenager yet, but I kind of had a crush on Winona Ryder because, she was Lydia in Beetlejuice, and then she was also in Edward Scissorhands, and just some other great movies like that. Then later, I kind of probably had a crush, I guess, on Fariza Balk, Island of Dr. Monroe. She's a cool, sexy cat lady, and just her in The Waterboy. She was beautiful.
She's beautiful. Yeah. She's a pussycat.
I didn't have posters of these women on my wall or anything. I guess if I was going to say who I had crushes on as a teenager, they weren't really actresses so much. Huge crush on Morgan Lander from Kitty. She's a singer. Daphne from WCW is a pro wrestler. She was also the only female cruiserweight champion of all time. And yeah, I had a huge crush on her. She's technically an actress though. I mean, I didn't know that as a teenager, but she was a little girl in the original 1985 Santa Claus movie. And then later as an adult, she did some indie work, but I had a crush on her for her wrestling, not for her actressing. Question 3. Bad choices, good outcome. A movie you watched and ended up enjoying even though you wanted to hate it? Okay, well, this is kind of a weird question for me because I don't watch a movie and want to hate it. If I'm watching it, I hope I like it. I guess the only movie that I kind of went into it thinking this is going to be garbage, and honestly I really didn't like it the first time I saw it, but it has grown on me over the years, was Friday the 13th remake. Yeah, it's not still my favorite in the franchise by any means. I prefer the originals, but shortly after watching it, I kind of got into Supernatural, so seeing Jared Padalecki, in that movie is cool. And I realized that Derek Mears is a great Jason, and he's just a great guy in real life, so yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the Friday the 13th remake now. Number 4, first date. When you went on your first date, what movie did you see? Okay, well, when I was like in 6th grade, I think we saw Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Now, this wasn't officially a date. My dad just worked at the theater, and this really cute girl that I went to school with at the time, I knew she showed up, and she had a bunch of her friends, and since I snuck them in technically earlier than the theater opened, we took up like the whole first little row of the movie, and had a few of my other buddies meeting me there too, and it got so crowded that me and the girl that I thought was super cute ended up sharing a seat with her on my lap, and she just ended up like ripping off my shirt during the Stegosaurus and the T-Rex attacks, and she was just like, oh my god, screaming the whole time. But that wasn't officially a date. But my first like official date, I guess, me and my high school girlfriend, we went to The Exorcist at a midnight showing on Halloween. The full moon was out. That was a really cool movie to see in theaters. I didn't get to see it when it first was in theaters because I'm not that old, but it was great seeing it for Halloween night, and that was a great first date. Now, my first date with my wife, Gory, that first movie we watched together was my house, and it was Slumber Party Massacre, and she stuck around, so that was how I kind of knew she was a keeper. And then later, I think our first date at the movie theater, we went and saw Shutter Island in the nearby town that she lived in. Number 5, home comforts. What movies remind you of the time with your family? Well, I grew up with my dad, so a lot of my old memories kind of go with that. Anything sci-fi, Planet of the Apes movies, Star Trek movies, the original Star Wars trilogy, these all remind me of my dad. And they're all good movies, so I enjoy that. Now, early movies with my sister and my mom would be like horror movies. Anytime I would go visit my mom's house and hang out with my sister, we just rent tons of bad B horror movies. My mom would usually pass out on the couch, but my sister would watch them with me. Pet Cemeteries, The Hellraisers, just all kinds of horror movie there. Even my grandma, who I spent a lot of time with as a kid, she would usually pass out on the couch, and we'd watch horror movies, and if there was a final girl screaming her head off, she'd just like mumble in her sleep, hurry up and kill the bitch. But now, in my current home with my family, I think of like a lot of my old childhood memory movies coming back. I watch with Lols now. We watched the original DuckTales movie recently. He hadn't seen it before. He loved it. Goosebumps, the movie we both saw together in theaters. That reminds me of my kid. And then with my wife, of course, all horror movies remind me of her. And some other films out there, like the Twilight movies, she made me watch all those with her. And even though they weren't my favorite movies, I liked them just because they kind of remind me of her. True Romance is like her favorite movie, and that's an awesome movie, so that's even more awesome now that it reminds me of her. And the Evil Dead remake, because it's like the only Evil Dead movie that we hadn't seen that we got to see together. So, number 6, first heartbreak. What movie really upset or hit you more than you thought? I guess when I was a kid, Land Before Time was pretty disturbing. My mom went away, and I had to live with my grandparents for a little bit, so that kind of reminded me of Bigfoot and his journey. Plague Dogs, though, I used to rent that all the time. It was not a kid's movie, but it was just because it's a cartoon. It's like Watership Down. I think it even based off the same author who wrote Watership Down, I think. Plague Dogs, man, that still gets me today. That's one of the most terrifying and sad movies I think I've ever seen.
Come on, then. Oh, yes, that's it. Come on, boy. Come on. That's it, fella. Come on, up we go.
Then movies that kind of messed with me that are in the horror genre is like Pet Sematary and Maximum Overdrive. I was used to like Freddy killing and Jason. They killed a lot of teenagers. I wasn't always that worried about them. I love those movies as a kid. But Pet Sematary, that scared me as a kid. It still kind of creeps me out today. Even the second one, as cheesy as it is in its own way, it's still really kind of terrifying towards children. And Maximum Overdrive, I know that movie is more fun than scary, but when I was young and I just saw all those kids get mowed down by like a steamroller in the Little League, that messed with my head. I'm like, wow, man, these kids are getting slaughtered, and I just kind of flipped my brain there. Number 7, Leaving Home. What movie was the first you watched without your family? This is a weird question for me. I really got no clue on how to answer this. I watched so many movies as a kid, and I think those ones I mentioned in my first steps, I watched those by myself. But if you mean like after I moved out of my dad's house, like right after I graduated, I guess the first movie I probably saw in the theaters anyways was like Freddy vs. Jason. But let's see, I watched the original Alien and Aliens 2 with my grandparents, and then I saw Alien 3 with my mom and sister at the drive-in. Alien Resurrection, even though I was young and I hadn't left home, it's like the first Alien movie I watched by myself. I went to the theater and just watched it by myself, so there's that answer. Number 8, Good Times. What movie you watched the most and why? Currently, I don't watch a whole lot of movies over and over like I used to, because I just got so many, and I gotta like stay current for the YouTube channel. I mean, we watched 140 plus horror movies that came out last year. Probably gonna have to watch about that much this year as well, just to stay with what I haven't seen. Seen the Evil Dead trilogy a million times, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. I've watched those over and over again. The original Ninja Turtle movie on VHS as a kid, I watched the crap out of that. I mean, I remember seeing that Pizza Hut commercial. Little kid catches the ball in his glove so many times. Like, I've seen that commercial just because on the VHS that it was on. So I always thought that was weird. The movie had Domino's in it, but Pizza Hut commercial right before it. Watched a lot of Bubba Hotep over and over again. I watch Grandma's Boy over and over again. That movie kind of relates to me. Anything Matt Stone, Trey Parker, I usually watch over and over again. I love all their movies. Anything from Cannibal the Musical to Orgasmo, Basketball, South Park, Team America, World Police. I watch all their movies over and over again. I love to quote them. Same thing goes for Tenacious D, Pick a Destiny. I really wish they'd make a sequel, but they probably won't. Number 9, learn a new language. What is your favorite non-English language film? Well, what if English isn't my first language? This question's a little weird. No, just kidding. I don't know. For a while there, it was The Host. I love that. But recently, Train to Busan, and might even be better than that. And hell, The Wailing gets a good honorable mention, if anything. Granted, I don't know why I go to like Asian languages right off the bat. For anime, Akira, I love that movie. That's like my favorite anime. There's a lot of French movies that I love, like High Tension and Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. Those are great. Martyrs is great. 13's Medi is great. And I guess for south of the border, I really like Wreck, Santa Sangria. Those are amazing movies. That movie's a mind trip. Oh, and Kung Fu Hustle. I fucking love that movie. That is a great foreign. Number 10. Can't leave the sofa. What series of TV got you hooked? Well, currently I'm watching a lot of the Marvel on Netflix. Like, I wasn't that into Iron Fist, but I plowed through it. I love Jessica Jones and Daredevil. Luke Cage was really good. Can't wait for Punisher, and then even more importantly, The Defenders. That's going to be so great. Supernatural's still going. I love that show. Buffy, I marathon the crap out of that. I wasn't a big fan of it when it was on, but I even go back and still watch episodes of that, and Angel. Favorite sitcom of all time is like Married with Children. Fuck yeah, man. I watched that all the time, even as a kid when it was currently on. Still love it. Sunny in Philadelphia is like probably my favorite new current show. South Park's still going for, and Beavis and Butthead, as far as animated shows go, those are my 2 favorite. Just started watching new Mystery Science Theater episodes. It's good. I don't know if I like it as much as the old ones, but it's still really good, and I'm happy to see it. Just marathoned Black Mirror recently, and that was really well done. Depressing, but really well done. Yeah, the coolest show out right now is Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Fucking love that. Oh, and Holliston. I can't wait for season 3. That's such a cool show. I've never actually seen it other than on my Blu-ray and DVD formats, but fucking love that show. I can't wait for season 3, even though it's gonna make me sad. It's not gonna have Odorous. Hail Odorous. Sick day. What movie do you watch if you don't feel well to cheer you up? Well, I probably watch a lot of the same movies that I answered in like question 8, but I also watched Cabin Fever, I guess. Last time I had pneumonia, that cheered me up. I don't know, Jurassic Park, Independence Day, the originals, not the sequels or the reboots or whatever. Those cheer me up, and I love watching those. Number 12, looking to the future. What movies are you looking forward to seeing? Looking forward to the new Alien movie. I know it might not be great. I don't expect it to be as good as the original, like, 2 movies, and I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I just want to see xenomorphs killing people, so I'm happy with that. I'm not picky on those. I mean, yeah, Alien and Aliens, those are, like, epic masterpieces, and I don't have any hope that any new Alien movie will ever be as good as those 2, but like I said, I just want to see xenomorphs kill people. Kinda want to see a little more of the Godzilla King Kong universe expand, so I'm looking forward to those movies. And It, the remake, Undead Jess is really looking forward to that. But yeah, that should be great. It looks great from the trailers. Number 13, If Only. What old movie do you want to see remade? Oh, like I said earlier, I don't really like remakes, and those are kind of the only movies I want to like hate on instinct. But there is actually one movie that I want to write and direct. I've already kind of got a screenplay going for it. Is a remake of Anthropophagus. I would love that. The Grim Reaper? That would be so cool. Not only is it an old, obscure film, it's a foreign one, so in case you haven't heard of it, it's about a cannibal who washes up on this little island town that's like cut off on, it's just this little town on an island. It's beautiful. And a cannibal washes up on the shore, and he just eats the entire town. And then you got some tourists coming in, and they're wondering why it's a ghost town. They don't know why, everyone's dead and missing, and they eventually get stalked by the cannibal as well. And he's got a sister who's helping him for some reason. She's just kind of crazy. Not that he like has loyalty to her. He's just got a crazy sister who kind of lures people towards him so he can eat them. I want to remake this, and I want Jake Busey to play the cannibal, and I want Gary Busey to be the crazy father who kind of helps him. But yeah, I'd love to remake that. So they set the bar pretty high. I don't know how I could make it more disgusting than a cannibal who reaches up a pregnant woman and then pulls out her like unborn fetus and starts eating it in front of her. Yeah, it's a messed up movie. Go check it out. But I would love to write and direct that. Other than that, please stop remaking movies for the most part. Looking at you, Michael Bay. It's usually fucking you, dude. Number 14. End of the Road. What 3 films do you think that you always enjoy watching? Well, here's a long, pretentious answer where I give you way more than 3 because that's how I do this shit. Pretty much all the movies I just mentioned throughout this video and so many more. The Evil Dead trilogy, I love those. They always cheer me up no matter what. I'm sick, if I'm healthy, if I'm well, if I see somebody else watching it, I'll sit down next to them and be like, oh, sweet. Especially part 2, but I love that entire trilogy. The Back to the Future trilogy, I love that trilogy. It always cheers me up. The original Star Wars trilogy will always be good. Gwar movies, they have some that are actually movies like Skullhead Face and Phallus in Wonderland. I'll always love those. Even their tour footage videos, I love those too.
Barbarians from outer space playing heavy metal, joining your comic book nerds and metalheads together under one product banner. Your demographics were right on target.
Hey, asshole! Them or whatever's had nothing to do with it.
Clerks, Jaws, Gremlins. Oh man, Terminator 2. I'm just gonna end it on that note because you can't really top that. Cut! Alright, anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you were tagged, I'd like to see your videos. Even if you weren't tagged, just make your own video. I mean, I'd like to see a bunch of you people who just leave us comments and stuff. So if you got other videos, or if you don't make videos, just leave your video ideas down in the comments. That'd be great to hear from you. Don't forget to hack that thumbs up button. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell for notifications on all things horror. And thanks for watching. Oh yeah, Milo and Otis. The movie always cheers me up too. Too many fucking movies.